In 2016, we lost 64,000 Americans to drug overdoses, 174 deaths per day, 7 per hour.
These two women were close to becoming part of the stats.
I was addicted to heroin in the end, but really, I've really used whatever you got. Whatever you got, I'm gonna use.
5 guys, raped me when I was a little baby, 13 years old, and so it went down from that point on. I started drinking when I was really young, and then I found heroin, and so I was an IV heroin user.
Rhea does not remember how many times she had tried to commit suicide.
I think the first time I tried, I was like 14 and took a bunch of aspirin, and I didn't know, and then I tried various other ways.
On the threshold of death, she was saved by the Hawaii Island Recovery Program. The therapy of Hawaii Island Recovery is unique. HIR was selected among the top 10 treatment centers from 14,000 facilities around the U.S. in 2016. Reagan and Bria felt nothingness. Their life was colorless. The only pleasure they experienced was the drug flush. How swimming with dolphins helped save their lives, I do not understand. We are now heading out to find some wild dolphins with the program director of Dolphin Therapy, Eliza Wild. We are ringed by at least 30 dolphins. I feel excitement and enjoyment that these wild creatures came to us. The women must feel the same emotional stimulus as I do. This will be one of the keys to their recovery.
Oftentimes it's that moment. They're in the water and they're feeling something they haven't felt before. For some people, it's fear. Oftentimes a client will present and say, I'm fine, I love the water, but suddenly they're dropped in an open ocean and wild animals are all around them and they are overwhelmed. They are feeling afraid.
Dolphins is what woke me up, seriously. And even when I got out at HIR, I drank a couple times, and then
Dolphin swimming is only a small part of the program to treat addiction. According to John Hibsher, most clients have experienced a traumatic incident in their past. Rape, physical and mental abuse are just some of the things these clients have experienced. To deal with these traumatic events, they turn to drugs. Once addicted, they're ashamed to ask for help.
90% of the people that come to us have had those experiences, either with attachment disorders or traumas occurring during childhood that cause this degree of dysfunction. And when it happens at such a young age, there's actually changes in the brain that occur in response to that, making it very difficult to change.
This is the story of Reagan after the first month of treatment.
I haven't shared before I was raped when I was 18 years old on my graduation night, and I was always really embarrassed about that. I didn't want to tell anyone. I was ashamed of it, even though it wasn't my fault.
According to Dr. Hibsher, clients that have been subjected to traumatic abuse tend to slide into addiction. By using a special therapy which employs eye movement and brain stimulation, called EMDR, therapists are able to uncover and reduce suppressed traumatic events.
But looking back now, I can see how it really affected me, especially in my own life. Like I said, went through a divorce about half a year ago, and
her parents splitting and divorcing. She had an image of her father crying for the first time in her life that she saw when she was 8 years old, 9 years old. And that was very disturbing to her. She had a disturbance level of a 9, which is a lot, because it's a scale of 0 to 10. It was not the end of the world.
Not all addicts are taking drugs because of trauma, but all addicts have something similar, according to the words of clients and therapists. Even the best therapy cannot help them if they do not want to really change their lives.
Well, sometimes the individual is not ready to really do the hard work that they have to do as an individual.
Hawaii Island Recovery is successful among the others because it offers only 8 beds. Its unique therapy is applied to those clients who have a genuine desire to change their lives. Reagan gives high ratings to the experienced therapists who solved her personal problems and saw to her needs. She received 2 individual sessions and 4 group sessions per week. Bria and Reagan have made a decision that they want to live. Reagan is struggling for a new start to her life. She coped with trauma during the treatment. She realized that walking, exercising, along with natural stimulation was much more rewarding than drug use. Bria completed her addiction treatment after 6 months. She went on to study and become a certified substance abuse counselor. She now works for Hawaii Island Recovery, the very place that saved her life.
Keep trying. In my experience, if I didn't keep trying, I would have, I wouldn't have got clean.